Toppete e floppete. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what we witnessed in the in the game Fiorentina versus AC Milan. So I watched again the game to understand what happened, and I have to say that Fiorentina defended very well, but AC Milan, as we usually say, doesn't have ideas. I don't see like ideas. All I see is that we try to build up from the back to our fullbacks that then will go on attack and do nothing basically. So what happened like most of the times during the game was that the Emerson Royal got the ball because we attacked a lot from the right side, so the ball goes to Emerson Royal. Emerson Royal goes on to the final third, and then he stops. And then he stops because he doesn't know what to do. And all the players, all our strikers, they stay in line, but nobody moves. Nobody like does like some kind of movement to get the ball, to receive the ball. And because of that, we don't create many chances, right? So Fonseca ball is basically having as many men as possible into the opponent area. I didn't see any scheme really. Like the only scheme is literally the fullbacks go on to attacking. That's it. And in fact, the only time that we created some danger was thanks to Leao, basically, because Leao just like ignored everything and just went and did one of his runs, and that's when we were dangerous. Or with the crosses, right? Because with so many men that should be into the opponent area, if you do a cross, there are more chances for somebody to be there, and that's what happened with Pulisic, because Pulisic is very smart and he chose to run. Adli couldn't catch him, and that's how we scored. The first penalty too was a great work from Pulisic. In fact, when Pulisic goes inside and try to cut through the middle, through the mid space, that is when we create the most dangers, because Pulisic is fast, and Pulisic did a lot of like key passes, and like when he touches the ball, it's always like quality passes. It's true that the goal that Fiorentina scored, Adli, is it's his fault because he got passed and dribbled very easily, but it's not his. It's like the whole team there was sleeping. Nobody moved. Basically, they just stayed like a chessboard. They just stayed like this. Could go in. The second goal too is like it was like a long pass from the goalkeeper, and that there Tomori just jumped and missed the ball, which is due also to our attitude, because AC Milan didn't have the proper attitude throughout the whole game. We were really passive. It's like at the beginning of the second half, Milan looked like AC Milan was winning the game. And this is not the kind of attitude you can have when you miss two penalties and you are down for one goal. So there is clearly a leadership problem in AC Milan. We'll have more time to talk about that, because if everybody knows that the penalty guy is Pulisic, and you told them after the first half, you told them that Pulisic is the penalty guy, and they still ignore you, then there's a problem with the coach as well, because the coach, despite we follow the coach, we are with the coach, that man, everybody's with the coach, that is not true. That's just a facade, and the players are probably not happy with Fonseca, and we see this by these small things like these and the cooling break. Clearly the players are disappointed. I think by the management as well. But yeah, let's talk about the game first. In the first half, basically Fiorentina blocked Fofana. When we build up play, we start from our defender that usually passes it to Fofana, and Fofana gives it to the side, right? In this game, Fofana couldn't do much because he was constantly blocked by Fiorentina's players. And overall, like the midfield was always full of Fiorentina players. They didn't press us in the wing. They were very compact, and they waited for us to reach their final third before like pressing. And even then, like knowing that Emerson Royal had the ball, they didn't feel any danger. That's what I felt watching the game. Like they didn't feel like a lot of danger. Emerson Royal is not that technical at all, and in fact he missed quite a lot of passes this game. When we have the ball, the players don't move. There is no movement without the ball. They just wait. And this is where like Reijnders gets a little bit frustrated, because Reijnders is the only player that has some, let's say, creativity in the midfield, and is the only player that tried to do something, like to constantly like look for spaces and movements from the teammates. That never happened. But when Reijnders has the ball, is when we are the most dangerous, I think. Usually he has more vision, surely, than Fofana. Fofana's job, he played a good game, but the main job of Fofana is to defend, right? It's just like being in the right space at the right time and recovering the ball. That's his job mainly, and he did that pretty well. So nothing to say there. Still, I wish we had some real playmaker, like Adli. Adli is a good playmaker, right? He had the vision to see the lines of play. But let's go. Let's start. I'm gonna talk too much otherwise. So Fonseca, Fonseca, Fonseca. I don't know, because like the attitude is a problem for AC Milan, and the fact that the team is so humoral and then the coach is not followed is a big problem. And now I ask you, if Conte was there, do you think that the players would have behaved like that or not? I don't think so. So game wise, the attitude, it must be the coach to give the attitude to the team. Defensively speaking, we didn't do bad because we didn't concede that much to Fiorentina, and the two goals that we conceded were basically from a kind of a set play, and more like more they're more about like the attitude than defensive mistakes per se, right? If you miss two penalties, I mean, what can you do really? Is that Fonseca's fault? I mean, I'm not enthusiastic when I see Fonseca this AC Milan play. It's not like champagne football that we're seeing. I don't know. Our team felt very passive, less vulnerable in defense. Abraham, we understood that is a striker that doesn't score, right? So let's go. So I don't know what to. You make the vote for Fonseca, because I am struggling a lot here. Obviously, this beginning of Serie A has been terrible for Fonseca now, but the problems start from the top. So I can't blame Fonseca, even if I can blame him for choosing Emerson Royal. And even then, we have to really know and understand if he really wanted Emerson Royal, or if the management gave him that only choice. So that's the other point. So let's talk about the substitutions. 2 substitutions. That's all. 2 substitutions. It's a problem. This is a message to the management saying, we don't have players. We don't have anybody that can substitute for our players. Because I know that Loftus-Cheek was injured, and Calabria is injured, and Jovic was injured too. It's like, but this is normal. This is normal for AC Milan, because our players get injured a lot, and that's why you need like many players. So AC Milan has this policy of only 1 substitute per player, even in the critical roles. And also, when he did the substitutions, to me, they were the wrong substitutions, because Leao was the only one that was creating something, and Pulisic was one of the best. Chuku Chance, when he came in, he didn't do bad. And Okafor too, but I will not have a take off Leao and Pulisic. And at this point, I would try, Liberali, and I don't know, on the left, I guess Jimenez, but we're not seeing him because I think he's still a Real Madrid player, and they don't want to give him value. I don't know. Magic Mike Maignan. Mike Maignan, I am afraid that they will sell him with Hernandez, because I don't know if Maignan wants to remain in this team. And I'm wondering why is he in this team? He could be like in a top team right now. But anyway, what do you want to ask him to do more than this? So the goal, he couldn't do nothing about the goal. He did a good job on the penalty. He was there when you needed him. Maignan is one of our top players. I've said this, so no, nothing to say. Just like the usual good magic Mike Maignan there. Let's go to the center back first. Let's go Tomori. Tomori, a bad game from Tomori, 4.5. A lot of mistakes, a lot of concentrations problem. The second goal, he jumped and went to catch butterflies basically, and then left all the space for Fiorentina to score. A very distracted game from Tomori. Probably Pavlovic was a better choice this game. So Gabbia, overall, like he patched where he could put a patch on something. Again, another solid game from Gabbia, which is now our starter, officially started, and he's gonna play for Italy as well. So I'm looking forward to see him there too. Gabbia always concentrated and willing to help, has the right attitude. By now, like we can say that Gabbia is a good player. Let's go to our fullbacks. Let's start with Hernandez. Hernandez 3. 3 because he did an assist, but that it's not enough. It's not enough. He failed the penalty, and then he got expelled at the end of the game. So much for the captain of AC Milan, and that's why I say that even Hernandez cannot be a captain. A captain is a different kind of a person, Maignan could be a good captain, but he's a goalkeeper, so it's hard for a goalkeeper to be the captain on the field. Probably, I don't know if Hernandez is one of the most disappointed player to have Fonseca as a coach. Maybe, probably one of his worst game in AC Milan. He caused the penalty as well. He risked to cause another penalty in the second half. Overall, a very, very bad day. And now that he's expelled, I wonder who is gonna play on the left. Who's gonna play? Jimenez? Is it gonna be Jimenez, or we're gonna put like a random person there? Maybe Bartesaghi is gonna play there. Who knows? Who knows? Let's go to Emerson, the King Royal. Too many mistakes. Very, very much. Thank you very much. Too many mistakes. He doesn't cover when he has to defend, and when he has to attack, he doesn't produce anything good for AC Milan. All he does is he carries the ball. Emerson Royal was one of the players that carried the ball most throughout the whole game, just to let you know. And that's why I never felt any danger from AC Milan. He has the most number of touches in the final third for AC Milan, and also the most aerial duels lost. So, what does Emerson Royal do for AC Milan? You tell me, because at this point, I don't know. And if Fonseca wanna keep doing this playstyle of fullbacks going and attack, Emerson Royal cannot do it. We need somebody like with quality, with vision. We need more like a midfielder, to do that kind of job, in my opinion. Like, you need like somebody that is good. Emerson Royal is just he doesn't have the quality, he doesn't have the talent, he doesn't have vision, he doesn't have the shoot. Most of his crosses are off. He doesn't have personality. It's really sad to see this, because this is AC Milan, and we cannot have. And this is the only player we have there, because Calabria is now injured. But Calabria, most likely, is going to be the same thing with Calabria. We need like a quality. If you want to keep doing this kind of a play style in which the fullback has to do everything, being on attack and on defense, then you need a different player, because these players cannot do it. I just wish we had like a solid fullback, at least a fullback that at least can defend or attack, one of the two, because he's not doing both of the phases well. It's not like that he's excelling in defense and then he's so in attack. He's being bad in both phases. And now, like, it's being a couple of months that we saw this, and I my hopes are gone at this point. I don't have any hopes. I just keep him for the memes. Let's go with our midfield. The midfield, Fofana. Probably he was one of the best on the pitch. Uh, he did his job as a defensive midfielder, so stopping Fiorentina in the midfield, recovering balls, sometimes trying some passes, that kind of job. He did it well. That's what Fofana is. He's not a playmaker, and that's what we got between him and the Loftus-Cheek. Fofana, is better at that role. Reijnders, again, he was one of the best. I will give him a 6.5. Reijnders, when he has the ball, is one of the players that have some vision. He's not my favorite playmaker of all time, but when he has the ball, he look around and he tries to put the ball in a spot that can be dangerous, and he's the only one that does this. Because if he doesn't do that, then our defenders or Fofana will give the ball to the fullbacks, and they will just go on and cross. That's all that happens. If Reijnders has the ball, he tries to communicate, let's say, with the other players and try to create something. So Reijnders is one of our quality midfielders. Oh, let's go Leao. Leao, he didn't play a bad game. Leao, I think a 6 is good. He's just following what Fonseca wants him to do. We didn't play much on the left side, and the most dangerous percussions were from Leao. So this time we saw Leao trying to get on the center, recovering balls, but we also saw the usual lazy Leao. There was like a chance at the minute, I think 48, in which like he got like a very nice ball from Abraham, and Dodo outrun Leao. And Leao had the advantage. And if you watch, what happened is that Leao didn't really try that much to reach the ball. He was like a bit lazy about it. And that could have been a big chance for AC Milan to score. I expect more from Leao, but I also think that this kind of system we're playing does not benefit him the best. I wish I could see Leao with a different coach. With a coach like that motivates him. That's my wish. We only saw him with Pioli and Fonseca now, right? But yeah, in the end, he didn't make the difference. But if you're dangerous, usually is from Leao. So let's go with Pulisic. Pulisic. You have to take the ball and say, no, I am the penalty kicker. I kick the penalty. I know that Pulisic is not that kind of person. It's just like, he's a nice guy. Pulisic is a nice guy. He will leave you the ball and say like, sure, yeah, no, go on, sure. But in football, you have to be a little bit cocky maybe on the field. But like, we can all agree that he's the technical leader of AC Milan. He's super professional, never complains, and he plays good. So when he touches the ball, it's beautiful. The way he touches the ball is quality. Okay, I wish we had more players like him. He did like a beautiful through pass for Abraham, which again didn't score. He scored the goal by cutting into the mid space. Yes, he has a big part in the goal that we conceded, as well as the defense. Though, like he got dribbled a little bit too easily, but I think he made up. He perfectly made up with that with the penalty that he procured, right? Because in the end, like even if it was a Reijnders, the ball that Pulisic gave to Reijnders was beautiful, and that if Reijnders had the chance to shoot, probably that would have been a goal. Probably. I just wish sometimes he got a little bit more cocky on the pitch, and but he's not in his character. So if Fonseca told the team that the penalty kicker is Pulisic, and everybody ignored that in the second half, then the coach is just like ignored, just being ignored, and that's bad. It's a sign of a bad locker room, in my opinion. Let's go on with the last guys. Abraham 5. Abraham, too many mistakes in front of the door. I appreciate the work that he does off the ball, even if less so in this game. My boy you can't miss this many chances, because now it's like at least a couple of chances a game that he find himself in front of the goal, and he can't score, and that's his job. He is a striker. Bad game from Abraham. 5. Morata, 5.5 to Morata. Morata didn't play a good game. Like, we didn't see Morata very much. We saw him running. Sometimes he had to come back to our defensive third to get the ball because nobody will move on the pitch. And I guess he runs a lot, Morata, and that is tiring considering that he's 32 years old now, 33, 32, I think 32, and he doesn't rest. He can't rest because if he rests, there's nobody. There's nobody, and we have to. I don't know what happens if Morata doesn't play. Even Fonseca said that the job that Morata does cannot be done by Okafor, and I think Jovic too. Who came in? Okafor and Chukwueze. Chukwueze actually. Chukwueze, I liked Chukwueze when he came in, so I'll give him a 6. He had a couple of opportunity there to score a goal, failed to do so. Chukwueze, I don't know. Maybe he will get a chance for the next game because he played well in the end. Who knows? And Okafor too. Okafor, I'll give him a 6 to Okafor as well. He did some interesting things, but yeah, that's about it. And the game was like, I think as soon as he came in, we conceded the goal from Fiorentina. So, and we know that the team is very, very humoral, and you can see that clearly. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you during the week. So maybe we can talk about the leadership problems that AC Milan has. Ciao, ciao.